All right. Here we go, back again on the other side of the coin. All right, we are back again on the other side of the coin, ladies and gentlemen. I want to talk about Ben Chilwell. I mean, it's not by coincidence that this particular player has now hit 3 goals in 3 Premier League starts in recent times for his last 3 consecutive starts as well. When you include the England one, that's 4 goals in his last 4 starts in all sort of club and international, I suppose. I think there might have been some Champions League. So if we just take Premier League and the international, that's four goals in consecutive moments. But let's analyze this a little bit, because I feel like this isn't a coincidence. He's getting into some interesting positions, and I feel like there's a tactical evolution or a tactical tweak that must have been talked about, that Thomas Tuchel must have talked to Ben Chilwell about, because he's getting into a lot of goal scoring opportunities and he's playing in more sort of centrally and not necessarily always overlapping as a wing back. Let's look into this. First of all, this is the Premier League tweet that was out yesterday. 3 goals in 3 Premier League matches for Ben Chilwell. Fans are absolutely mad. A lot of them are saying Chilwell greater than Shaw. Tony's saying facts. Will is saying 4 in 4 if you count the final day of the last season. Oh, okay. There you go. That's why it's 4 in 4. That's how it sort of counts as 4 consecutive matches. 4 if you count his goals for England this season as well. There you go. A lot of people are saying that. Now, let's have a look at the heat map. I'm just going to try and see if I can enlarge this a little bit. All right. Okay. So this is Ben Chilwell's heat map, ladies and gentlemen. Let me just unselect that, bring in Chilwell. So as you can see, yes, he is operating on that left side. You know, there's some darker spots there, some darker spots here, but you can see a lot of light bluish spots in around this sort of central area in the midfield area, and he's scoring his goals from this sort of range right here where my cursor is, if you can see. So just to give you guys a bit of a demonstration, yes, the heat map shows that he's in and around here, and obviously around here when he's building up and when he's sometimes driving with the ball, he's around here. But then he's coming into these sort of areas, and then he's operating in these locations as well, sort of making sure that our midfield is not overloaded and that he's there. And I noticed that yesterday, and I want to see what you guys have to comment. I've seen plenty of times against Norwich where he was very central. At times when we're building up, he was over here as well, trying to win headers. And with the ball, he was definitely in and around these sort of areas in midfield, trying to help out as much as he can. He did the same thing against Brentford as well. He did the same thing against Southampton as well, where he scored the goal. He was in these sort of locations. So it feels like, and it kind of makes sense, because the tactical idea is to give Callum Hudson-Odoi all the width as possible on the left side, so he can cut in, cut out, whatever he wants to do. You know, if he cuts in, he can either go for a shot, he can cross it in, or he can find the pass in midfield as players sort of join in these sort of locations. And hence why I think Chilwell is taking this route. He's operating here, as I said, and over here, but then he's coming into these sort of areas to give Callum Hudson-Odoi another option to pass. We'll talk about his goals a bit later on. I just want to compare this with someone like Reece James. And as you can see, Reece James is literally hugging the sidelines. That's where most of his time is. He's literally just hugging the sidelines. Yes, at times he's coming in infield and trying to give that option. Obviously, the way he scored the goal, it was in this sort of location, as you can see my cursor. Brilliant goal against Norwich. But yeah, predominantly he's playing in these sort of very dark heat map area. Once again, Reece James is generally like he, and he operates in that area. Whereas Chilwell, I think this has been the biggest difference from last season to this season. And this is why he's banging in the goals. If you look at his stats this season, It's incredible. Let me just try and enlarge that. And what a story it's been. He did not start. Let's just look at this Premier League situation. And also Champions League, UEFA Super Cup. UEFA Super Cup, he was on the bench. Champions League, he played 7 minutes against Zenit, 45 minutes against Juventus, 65 minutes against Malmo. That's where he started playing, obviously, against Malmo. It was only 45 minutes against Juventus and 7 minutes against Zenit. And then Premier League, he was on the bench against Crystal Palace, on the bench against Arsenal, on the bench against Liverpool, on the bench against Aston Villa, on the bench against Spurs, and on the bench against Man City. I've not seen such craziness, and we'll talk a little bit about this as well. Obviously, we've touched on this Ben Chilwell situation quite a few weeks back when Thomas Tuchel was talking about it, but this man seriously took this situation personally, and he wants to make sure that Marcos Alonso does not find a way back into the starting lineup anytime soon, because the last 3 Premier League starts, look at this: goal against Southampton, goal against Brentford, goal against Norwich. That one against Brentford, that was an important goal. We won 1-0, and it was a fantastic volley. Once again, it was a volley from this position. He was literally central. I think there must have been a corner or something, and then off the back of that, a cross whipped in. Lukaku then, I think, traps the ball, or it comes off a particular defender, and it lands somewhere over here, and Chilwell absolutely thumps it for a goal. Southampton as well, he took a volley from this sort of location. And then yesterday against Norwich, brilliant pass from Kovacic to set Chilwell up from this location, and he drills a shot in. I think it might have been just outside of the box as well. Might have been just outside the box or just inside the box, something like that. And this is great to see. Honestly, ladies and gentlemen, this is really great to see this tactical tweak from last season. I think Ben Chilwell last season was trying to cross in a lot more. He was trying to get into these sort of areas and just whipping crosses and crosses and crosses. It's not like he's not getting into these sort of locations now. He still is, but he doesn't try and do that on a regular basis. And that could be because we played Callum Hudson-Odoi. Could be different if it was someone else. But then we saw in the stats that this is how he has been playing against Southampton, Brentford, and Norwich. So whatever Thomas Tuchel has said and whatever Ben Chilwell has tweaked, it's working perfectly. I'm actually expecting Ben Chilwell to score a lot more, because if he keeps getting into these sort of areas and gives another option in the box, another body in the box, he's going to get a lot more opportunities. And don't be surprised if his goal tally keeps rising up. I mean, he's already got 3 Premier League goals. He hasn't scored anything yet in the Champions League. I won't be surprised. I think he hasn't scored anything in the Champions League yet. I wouldn't be surprised if he starts banging in Champions League as well. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me know if you've noticed this change in Ben Chilwell, this tactical tweak this season. He's getting into more goals. There was a time last season where we would say, okay, Alonso would give us goals, but I think Ben Chilwell is very much in the mix now to give us goals. Probably even can give us some assists as well. So I do want to see him overlap at times and mix things up a little bit and really use the cutback from these sort of areas and find players that are gonna be in and around these sort of positions. So not necessarily always looking for the aerial cross, but also the cutbacks on the ground. But look, right now I'm loving what he's doing. Let me know what your thoughts are, ladies and gentlemen. This tactical tweak that he's sort of done this season, and that's why he's scoring a lot more goals. I actually expect him to score more goals. So let me know what your thoughts are. If you've enjoyed this video, smash the like button, ladies and gentlemen. And if you're here for the first time, subscribe. We're getting so close to 8,000 subscribers. And hit the bell notification to stay in touch with all my content. There's going to be so much content dropping on a regular basis. Until next time, see ya.